I really love Jeannie's, her vision and her commitment and the way that she's just engaged into the community, regardless of any campaign or anything. Jeannie is one of those people that is really always there and easy to get a hold of.
The 27th district here in Tacoma couldn't do better for a candidate to represent them in public safety issues. She's been there, she knows how the system works, she knows how the legislature works, and she's worked in it, and she's done a good job.
There's actually a big relationship between the safety net, or people working with people who are disadvantaged in some way, and what happens in our criminal justice system.
So for example, I work with young adults, and one of the situations that I came across was there were a number of young adults I couldn't get into specific training programs. These were programs that would help them get the skills they need to be successful in life, to get a good job, to get to move forward with their education. Reached out to Jeannie, and she was able to kind of help me work through some of those issues that were preventing them from getting into a training program.
So we need to look at the fact that 97% of the people who do commit crimes in our state, who do go through the criminal justice system, are going to serve their time in prison, and then they're going to come out of prison. It's really up to us to use good public policy to try to intervene when we become aware of a problem, create more resources.
Jeannie was one of those people that I could call on, and she helped me work through that issue, and we actually changed legislation to restrict access to juvenile records.
One of the things I've done as a legislator in Olympia is I've served on committees that are dealing with these human services issues. I served on the Criminal Justice and Corrections Committee, for instance, for 4 years.
I appointed her as my vice chair on the committee because she understood the importance of criminal justice issues. She offered me advice on how these would affect the people in the community. I looked at it, I'm a former police officer and supervisor, I look at it from the perspective of a street cop. And sometimes you lose perspective on how people in the community will be affected by legislation that you're talking about or legislation you want to pass. Jeannie was my right arm in this on the Criminal Justice and Corrections Committee because she offered me the advice and the counsel that I needed when I went about writing law or writing public policy.
We've actually implemented things like a 90-day voucher for housing. It's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. People need to have food, they need to have shelter before they can be self-actualized and be full citizens of our community.
What I love about Jeannie is that she is her commitment to our community and making it a better place. Some issues aren't quick fixes, and she's one of those people that is so engaged and so determined that if it's the right thing, that Jeannie is going to put her passion and her all into really making that happen. Some of these things take years to develop, and Jeannie has the commitment to make those changes happen.
Of course, the things that come to mind when I think about public safety in our neighborhoods is the issue about who's actually serving time in our prisons and what have we done in our system that has either corrected situations in their family so that they could actually live productive lives, or what's fallen apart in their lives that has created a need to commit a crime. We don't want our prisons to be filled with people who are mentally ill. We don't want our jails to be filled with people who are mentally ill. We don't want our emergency rooms to be filled with people who are mentally ill. So we've got to stop this. We've got to analyze this. The effect on children of adverse childhood experiences that later results in their being involved in the judicial system either as juveniles or as adults has a direct impact on me as a family member down the street.
So when I think about representatives, the people that represent us down in Olympia, it's important that those are the folks that we can get a hold of, that we can talk about what our vision is for our community, what issues we see, and really be connected with. And Jeannie Darneille is one of those people that I've reached out to over the last few years about what I wanted to see, and she's just a phenomenal leader that's easy to get a hold of, that's easy to connect with, has been engaged in so many different community programs and groups, and really connected to to kind of the change that we'd like to see and the vision that we have for the community.
She knows how the legislature works, and she's worked in it, and she's done a good job to pass and help pass criminal justice legislation of all types to protect the members and the residents of this community.